Hi students, this is Srikanth. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for supporting me. Please do subscribe, share and like. So today we are discussing about one of the most important topic and more interesting topic and excellent topic is photosynthesis. So we already know about photosynthesis. We already discussed in earlier classes like 10th class. So the photosynthesis means, first of all, we have to know what is photosynthesis. Here, if you observe the term photosynthesis, just observe the term photosynthesis which contain two words. One word is photo, another word is synthesis. Synthesis. What is the first word? Photo. Second word? Synthesis. Here, photo means what? Light. Synthesis means what? Preparation. Preparation. Simple. Based on this information, we can easily give one definition for the photosynthesis, that is preparation of the food material in the presence of the light. That is photosynthesis. Simple definition. The simple definition for the photosynthesis is preparation of the food material in the presence of the light is called as photosynthesis. The factors. What are the factors are essential for the photosynthesis? The factors, essential factors. The factors which are essential for the photosynthesis is, the first one is CO2, carbon dioxide, H2O, water, and chlorophyll and sunlight. See, the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, H2O from soil, chlorophyll in green pots, sunlight from atmosphere. Okay, these are the special factor, essential factors for photosynthesis. See, by these factors, by this information, we have to give one particular definition for the photosynthesis. Simple. The green parts of the plants. One more time. The green parts of the plants use carbon dioxide and water. Use carbon dioxide and water in the presence of the sunlight. In the presence of the sunlight. To preparing the food material is called as photosynthesis. During this process, unfortunately, one byproduct also released. That byproduct is oxygen. The byproduct is oxygen. The oxygen is the byproduct, secondary product, waste product in photosynthesis. Okay, so unfortunately oxygen released, but the main aim of photosynthesis is food preparation. The photosynthesis main aim is food preparation, not releasing the oxygen. The main aim of the photosynthesis is not oxygen releasing. The main aim of the photosynthesis is preparation of the food material. Unfortunately, oxygen also released. This oxygen is very useful to all living organisms on the earth for respiration purpose. So, this is the photosynthesis. One more time I am going to give definition for the photosynthesis. Just recall this. The green parts of the plants use carbon dioxide and water in the presence of the sunlight, preparing the food material and also releasing the oxygen. This process is called as the photosynthesis. Okay. So the photosynthesis exclusively takes place in plants. Plants are the major organisms involving in photosynthesis on the earth, because plants have chloroplast. Chloroplast contain the pigment chlorophyll. Okay, along with the plants, some bacteria also involving photosynthesis. Okay, so this is the information of introduction of photosynthesis. Simple example, plants and bacteria. Plants and bacteria only involving in the photosynthesis on the earth. The factors for the photosynthesis: carbon dioxide and water, chlorophyll and sunlight. So, and already I given the definition for the photosynthesis. Here some experiments are there. Here some experiments are there. For which purpose? To prove the factors are essential for the photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide is essential for the photosynthesis. There is one experiment there. And sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis. We have one experiment. And also, how can you prove that oxygen is liberated during the photosynthesis? We have one experiment. And also, how can you prove that chlorophyll is essential for the photosynthesis? Also have experiment. So to prove these factors are essential for the photosynthesis, we have some different experiments. First one, carbon dioxide. To prove the carbon dioxide is essential for the photosynthesis, we have moles of leaf experiment. Moles of leaf experiment. So by these moles of leaf experiment, we can prove that carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. Okay, so in this experiment, we are using one solution, one chemical. The chemical name is KOH, which means potassium hydroxide. What is that? Potassium hydroxide is the solution or chemical we are commonly using in the moles of leaf experiment. If you observe these moles of leaf experiment, see this, the bottle which already contain the KOH and split cork. We have to select the one leaf from the discharged plant. Half of the leaf inserted into the bottle, half of the leaf exposed to the sunlight. That is why it is called as the off leaf experiment. Okay, so and keep in sunlight for 1 to 2 hours. Okay, after the completion of the time, detach that leaf from the plant and test the iodine. We can observe that the part which is exposed to the sunlight turns into blue black color, which contain the starch. The part which is present in the bottle, the starch which is present in the bottle did not turns into blue black color in the absence of due to the absence of the starch in the leaves. Why? The inner part of the leaf does not turns into or did not turns into blue black color, because due to the absence of the carbon dioxide in the bottle. Because the carbon dioxide present in the bottle absorbed by the KOH solution. The main aim of the KOH solution in the bottle is the absorption of the carbon dioxide in the bottle. What is the aim? Absorption of the carbon dioxide in the bottle, the aim of the KOH. That is why the total carbon dioxide in the bottle absorbed by the KOH. Due to this, the carbon dioxide totally absent in the or less quantity in the bottle. By this, the photosynthesis does not take place due to the absence of the carbon dioxide in the bottle, whereas outside pot easily absorbing the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. That is why which is turns into blue black color. The inner part does not turns into blue black color. By this, we can confirm that carbon dioxide is essential. And also, chlorophyll and sunlight is essential for photosynthesis we have one experiment. The experiment name is screen light experiment. Screen light experiment. See this. If you observe this picture, see this picture. Select one leaf, cover with the black paper. Before this experiment, we have to destarch the plant. This is essential. Take the destarched plant, select one leaf, select two leaves. One leaf covered with the black paper, another leaf don't cover with the black paper. Okay, and take this plant, expose it to sunlight for 1 to 2 hours. After the completion of the time, take these two leaves for the iodine test. The leaf which is covered by the black paper does not turn into black color because the cover prevents the sunlight exposing on the leaf. The leaf which did not covered with the cover turns into black color because there is no any preventions for the exposing the sunlight on the leaf. So by this we can confirm that sunlight and chlorophyll essential for the photosynthesis. One more experiment also there, that is oxygen liberating during the photosynthesis. How can you prove that oxygen liberating during the photosynthesis? Okay, so for this the experiment name is Hydrilla experiment. What is that experiment name? Hydrilla experiment or Elodea experiment. Elodea experiment. See, observe this picture. If you observe this picture, here beaker and test tube, funnel, the plant, hydrilla. These are the apparatus, instruments essential for the experiment to prove the oxygen is liberated during the photosynthesis. Set the operators like this. We have to set the two operators like this. One operator keep in dark room, another set keep in sunlight. The set which is keep in dark room does not show the water bubbles in the beaker. The set which is keep in under the sunlight, which shows the water bubbles. These water bubbles confirm that oxygen. By this, we can confirm that oxygen liberated during the photosynthesis. These are the some experiments, and also one more experiment also there. That experiment is bell jar experiment. Bell jar experiment performed by the Joseph Priestley. Performed by the Joseph Priestley. In this bell jar experiments, the operators are, the instruments are, one is mint plant, second one is bell jar, third one is mouse. Joseph Priestley performed some series of experiments by the using mint plant, bell jar and mouse. By this experiment, he confirmed that the plants are releasing the useful air into the atmosphere, and also plants are absorbing the toxic gas from the atmosphere. Confirmed by the Joseph Priestley by bell jar experiment. He performed the bell jar experiment like he takes bell jar, he added the mint plant, first mouse into the And one more thing, candle also there, sorry, candle. So first he perform the experiment without plant. He takes bell jar, added the mouse and candle, and he closed the bell jar. After some time he observed the mouse and candle in the bell jar. The mouse is suffocated. It is difficult to breathe in, and candle turned off. In the second time he also do experiment again, second time. In the second time he did one change. That change is, along with the mouse and candle, he also added a mint plant. So he closed the bell jar, along with the mint plant, mouse and candle. So candle, he gives the lights to the candle, and plant is there, mouse is there. He observed this after some time. Mouse is alive, candle did not turn off, and plant is healthy. By this experiment he can confirm that the mouse and candle gives the one toxic gas observed by the plant. Plants are giving the one useful gas, thus that gas observed by the mouse and candle present in the bell jar. But he did not given the name to that gas, but he discovered that gas name is oxygen. The oxygen discovered by the Joseph Priestley, but the oxygen name given by the another scientist, Lavoisier. He was Lavoisier. The Lavoisier given the name to that useful gas released by the plants. That name is oxygen, but the oxygen discovered by the Joseph Priestley by bell jar experiments. Okay. Next scientist name is Julius Van Sachs. He found out that glucose storage in the plant. So he found that glucose storage in the plants, and also he showed that green substance in the leaf named as chlorophyll present in the chloroplast. Okay. So what is the contribution of the Julius Van Sachs in the photosynthesis? He found that glucose storage in the plants, especially glucose storage in the plants in the form of starch. So, and also he found that the exact location of the chlorophyll in the chloroplast. Okay. Next scientist, he was T. Engelmann. Yes. So the T. Engelmann experiments on Cladophora algae. It is a one type of blue-green algae, and aerobic bacteriums. Okay. So T. Engelmann taken a Cladophora aerobic bacteriums in one medium. This is a one medium which contain Cladophora and aerobic bacteriums. He exposed the sunlight by using the prism. He taken a one prism. This is a prism. He exposed sunlight on the prism. The prism splitting into 7 lights. These 7 lights are violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. Yes, the 7 lights are exposed on the medium. These lights contain the violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. These are visible light. This is a visible light. So, the different various lights are present on the medium, but the aerobic bacteriums are forming groups at red light area and blue light site. Yes. By this experiment, he confirmed that the action spectrum of photosynthesis. The action spectrum of photosynthesis. The action spectrum of photosynthesis showed by T. Engelmann by using the cladophore and aerobic bacteriums. Like this, especially the photosynthesis takes place in red and blue light invisible lights, and the plants are taking the red and blue light and reflecting the green light. So, by the information of T. Engelmann. Next, 3 scientists. Next scientist, he was John Ingenhousz. John Ingenhousz. He confirmed that oxygen liberated photosynthesis by hydrilla experiment. He showed that oxygen is liberated during the photosynthesis by the experiment of hydrilla. The hydrilla experiment first time performed by the John Ingenhousz. Next one, he was C.B. Van Nel. So, he gave an excellent contribution, that is why, so I am talking at last about him. So, that was C.B. Van Nel confirmed that oxygen liberated from water, not from CO2 during the photosynthesis, given by C.B. Van Nel. What is the contribution of the C.B. Van Nel? The liberation of the oxygen in the photosynthesis from the water, not from the carbon dioxide. So, experiments on the sulfur bacteriums. With sulfur, purple and green sulfur bacteriums. Purple and green sulfur bacteriums. He experiments on purple and green sulfur bacteriums. So, given the equation like 2H2A CO2 2A is equal to C2H plus H2O, and 2H2S plus CO2 2S CH2O C2H2O plus H2O, like same 2H2 2H2O plus CO2 plus O2 C2H4 and H2O. By this equation, we can confirm that the liberation of the oxygen from the water, not from the carbon dioxide. So, that is why he given the information of oxygen. Lastly, finally, he also given balanced equation for the photosynthesis. Based on the experiments, he given the balanced equation, that is 6 CO2 plus 12 H2O gives rise to C6H12 O6 plus 6H2O plus 6O2. Sunlight, chlorophyll. This is a balanced equation for the photosynthesis given by the C.B. Van. So, what is the contribution of the C.B. Van here? So, given the information of the oxygen liberation during the photosynthesis, the liberation of the oxygen, the releasing of the oxygen into the atmosphere from the water, not from the carbon dioxide. So, he experiments on the purple and green sulfur bacteriums. So, he given some equations like this. By this equation, we can confirm that the liberation of the oxygen from the water, not from the carbon dioxide. He also finally given the equation for the photosynthesis. The overall equation for the photosynthesis is 6CO2 plus 12H2O, sunlight and chlorophyll, C6H12O6, 6H2O, 6O2. This is the overall and balanced equation for the photosynthesis. Okay. Next one it was Rubin and Camel et al. Rubin, Camel et al. Yes. He also given information about oxygen. During the photosynthesis, oxygen liberated. This oxygen liberated in light reaction. The light reaction is responsible for the oxygen liberating in photosynthesis. He experiments on oxygen isotope O18. He experiments on O18 oxygen isotope. By his experiments, he confirmed that during the photosynthesis, oxygen liberated from the light reaction, not from the dark reaction, confirmed by the Rubin and Camel et al. These are some scientists are contributed in photosynthesis. He given some information about the photosynthesis, and now next thing is the site of photosynthesis, that is chloroplast. If you observe the chloroplast carefully, the structure of the chloroplast, if you observe the structure of the chloroplast, it is a double membranous structure, outer membrane and inner membrane. The outer membrane is the protective layer. If you observe the inner membrane, inside of the inner membrane, the space is called as the stoma. What is the space? The inside of the inner membrane, the space is called as the stoma. The stoma filled by the stoma fluid, which contain enzymes. That is why the stoma fluid is responsible for the enzymatic reactions. In stoma fluid, stacked structures are present. Stacked like structures are present, called as the thylakoids. These thylakoids are present piles of kind-like structure. This total thylakoid structure is called as the granum. Okay, one thylakoid granum, another thylakoid granum connected by the one bridge-like structure called as the lamella, that is stoma lamella. Okay, so here thylakoid, the group of thylakoids called as the granum. Thylakoids are interconnected by the stoma lamella. Okay, the stoma fluid is present in the inner membrane, stoma structure, which contain the enzymes. Okay, so now the dark reaction takes place. The dark reaction takes place in stoma, whereas the light reaction takes place in thylakoid membrane. Thylakoid membrane. The light reaction takes place in thylakoid membrane, whereas the dark reaction takes place in stoma, because which contain the enzymes. For the dark reaction, enzymes are responsible. The total enzymatic reactions that takes place in in stoma. That is why the stoma is responsible for the dark reaction. See, in photosynthesis, not only chlorophyll, other pigments also useful. So, what are the pigments essential, useful and involving in photosynthesis? Those are four four types of pigments are involving. Those are chlorophyll A, second one is chlorophyll B, third one is xanthophyll, fourth one is carotenoids. What are those pigments? Chlorophyll A, and second one is chlorophyll B, third one is xanthophyll, fourth one is carotenoid, or not carotene, sorry, carotene. So the formula of the chlorophyll A, C55H72, C55H72 O5 N4 Mg. This is the molecular formula of chlorophyll A. The molecular formula of chlorophyll B, C55 H70 O6 N4 Mg, O6 N4 Mg. This is the formula of chlorophyll B. One more. Next formula is xanthophyll. Formula is C40H56O2. C40H56O2 is the formula for xanthophyll. Carotene formula is C40H56. That is the formula for carotene. Okay, these are the some pigments generally used in and involving in photosynthesis. The main photosynthesis pigment is the chlorophyll A. The chlorophyll A is the main photosynthesis pigment. That is why it is called as the primary photosynthetic pigment. It is also called as the primary photosynthetic pigment. Which is the primary photosynthetic pigment? Chlorophyll A. The remaining three are accessory photosynthetic pigment. The accessory photosynthetic pigment, chlorophyll B and xanthophyll and carotene. In these four, the chlorophyll B captures the sunlight and provides the sunlight to the chlorophyll A. That is why the chlorophyll acts as an antenna. Here, the carotene protects the plant from the extreme heat conditions. The extreme heat conditions are protected, prevents by the carotene to the plant, and that is why these three pigments are also called as the accessory pigments. The major pigment is the chlorophyll A. So these are the main pigments. If you observe the chlorophyll A structure, the chlorophyll A structure contains the two major parts. The first part is the head part, second part is the tail part. The head part is called as the porphyrin head. What is that? Porphyrin head. The tail part is called as the petal tail. What is that? Petal tail. So, and porphyrin head and petal tail. So, which contain the some elements. So, we don't want that elements. So, now, we have to discuss about spectrums, action and absorption. So, if you observe the first one, absorption spectrum. What is absorption spectrum? This graph curve showing the energy of different wavelengths of light observed by the substance and pigments. Means here the some pigments and substances are there. These pigments or substances are taking the energy in different wavelengths. By this graph we can observe that, we can understand that. That is why this spectrum is called as the absorption spectrum. The next spectrum is the action spectrum. The action spectrum means this graphic curve showing the relative rates of photosynthesis at different wavelength of light. It means in different wavelength of light the photosynthetic rate is different. Okay, in red light, in blue light area, in red light area, the photosynthetic rate is high. In green light area, photosynthetic rate is low. These total information we can observe by this graph. That is the action of the photosynthesis we can observe this by this graph. That is why this spectrum is called as the action spectrum. So generally the visible light wavelength is the 390 to 760. Okay, 390 to 760. So 390 to 760 is the visible light wavelength, but photosynthetic wavelength is the 400 to 700. Okay, the photosynthetic wavelength is the 400 to 700. Okay, so by these 400 to 700, in some area photosynthetic rate is high, in some area photosynthetic rate is low. That is action spectrum. But photosynthetic energy, the light energy, some pigments are observed more, some pigments are observed less. That is absorption spectrum. But here rate is high, rate is low in photosynthesis. That is action spectrum. This is absorption and action spectrum. So this is about introduction of photosynthesis. Now we have to discuss the light reaction and dark reaction in next video. Thank you very much.